So recently I went ahead and ordered an M1 iMac. Now that might seem a surprise to you given the fact that I'm such a huge Linux user, but my main reason for getting one really was that I needed to do a lot of quite high-end video work, and realistically I did need something like an M1 iMac to do that because those M1 machines are great for video work. Now I am also excited for the possibility of using it as a Linux machine in the future, and as soon as Linux on the M1 is mature enough I'm definitely going to be using it. But for now I suppose it's stuck as a video machine running macOS. But I did also want to get some gaming done on that machine. Now the main problem is that the machine doesn't actually have any USB-A ports, which means that the gaming mouse that I already have would need an adapter to connect to it, and then once I've got some other things in the adapter it's all just going to be a bit of a mess. So I decided that I needed a wireless gaming mouse that didn't need a USB-A dongle, and to be honest, they're surprisingly hard to come by. There aren't very many gaming mice that also support Bluetooth, but I did find this one, the Razer Basilisk X Hyperspeed. Now originally I wasn't going to unbox this on camera because I didn't think it would be particularly interesting to my audience, but I am going to anyway in case anyone is in a similar position to me where they need a Bluetooth enabled gaming mouse. Now I have no idea what to expect or if this is even going to work well with Linux, but let's go ahead and unbox it and see. So first let's take a look around the packaging. As you can see, right here, Bluetooth. Now the odd thing about this mouse is the Razer Basilisk Ultimate, I believe it's called, despite having all the flashy RGB stuff and the rechargeable battery, doesn't actually seem to support Bluetooth, which I might have actually considered getting the higher end version if it did support Bluetooth. So I guess Razer has kind of shot themselves in the foot there. Apparently it's got a 5G sensor, no idea what that means particularly. Hyperspeed, I assume that's just marketing speak. Long battery life apparently, I think it runs off a AAA. You've got the Razer mechanical mouse switches apparently, onboard DPI storage so you can store your settings on the mouse. You've got some other stuff down here. I don't really care to read that. You've also got some stuff on the back showing you around the mouse, very cool. And you've got the Razer logo on the side. Now I'm sure a lot of people are going to have a lot of comments to make about someone who's just bought an iMac also buying the kind of Apple of gaming, but you know, it seemed like a good mouse. So let's go ahead and crack this open. And there we go, absolutely no messing around in this packaging. Here's the mouse itself. And I've got to say, it's definitely a lot lighter than I was expecting it. I have heard from some reviews though that apparently the battery adds some weight, so we'll go ahead and add that in a minute and see if it does. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of the flashy RGB stuff, so I probably wouldn't have gotten the RGB version just for the RGB, but I've got to say this is actually a fairly sleek and clean looking mouse. I would definitely have no problem pulling this out in public, and I don't think anyone would really look twice at it. It feels pretty solidly built too. It's a good size for my hand seemingly. Yeah, this is definitely a lot nicer than the mouse that it's going to replace. You also, interestingly enough, get a battery included, so let's go ahead and stick that in. And there we go, our battery is in. The method of getting the battery in is pretty simple. You just need to pop off this cover, and that reveals the battery compartment as well as the little USB dongle thing. Now, I did say that I didn't want a mouse with USB-A dongles like this, and I don't. I will probably never use this. But it actually has not only support for the USB dongle, which apparently delivers a higher speed or something, or like faster latency, that kind of thing, but it also supports Bluetooth, so you can really take your pick here, which, like I say, I think that's a pretty nifty feature. So let's go ahead and put this back on, and there you go. There doesn't seem to be any indication that the mouse is actually on, but oh no, there we go. There is some indication that will light flash blue, and you can switch between the Bluetooth or the dongle mode, so that's pretty neat. In the middle it's off, to the right it's Bluetooth, and to the left it's the dongle. So there you go. I've got to say this does look like a very nice mouse, and it's pretty sleek and minimal. So before we go ahead and have a mess around with the mouse, let's see if there's anything else in the box. Well, you've got your typical instruction manual here. Kind of a bit of a waste of paper, but it is what it is, I suppose. You got some Razer stickers here. Yeah, Razer really are the Apple of gaming. But we're going to just put this to the side and probably never read it. And you've got the usual Razer thing here, which is kind of a welcome to the product or something. You've got the signature of the Razer CEO. I've already bought the product. You don't need to sell it to me anymore. So what I'll go ahead and do is connect this to my computer and have a little mess around with it. But also, before I go, let's talk price. I actually don't know how much this is normally. I will have it on screen now though. However, Amazon are running quite a good sale on it on the moment. I got this for £35, which I think is probably pretty ridiculously expensive for a mouse as far as most people are concerned. But to be honest, for a wireless gaming mouse, that's pretty good. You would certainly pay a lot more for that sort of thing. So let's see if it's any good. I'll go ahead and move over to my computer now and let's see how it works. So, I've had a chance to try out the Razer Basilisk X for a bit and get in some real world gaming experience, and I have to say I really like it. It's a very comfortable mouse, and I found the latency to be more than good enough for all the games that I want to play, even in Bluetooth mode. I've never felt a delay between what I'm doing and what's happening on screen, and I certainly always hit what I'm aiming for. Frankly, I can't really find any faults with this mouse, especially for the price that I paid for it. The only thing that I would have liked to have seen is a rechargeable battery, but even then it's not really hard to just buy one rechargeable AAA battery, which is what the mouse runs off. So in conclusion, I absolutely love this mouse, and to be honest, with it being a Razer product, I wasn't expecting to love it. It looks great, it's very comfortable, the latency is more than good enough, and it does exactly what I wanted it for. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that you get this at full price, but I think that for £35 on sale, it's an absolute bargain. But with that said, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.